All right, this is like take 12,000. It's a bunch of background noise upstairs, as well as me needing to get my thoughts together on this whole shebang and whatnot. But today I'm making a very special video because I am starting the journey of quitting smoking weed and nicotine products as well. Well, I'm going to start with weed first because that's like the biggest detriment to me right now and to my life just in general. And this isn't to be like a doom and gloom video or anything like that. This is me putting myself out there and being as open as possible with the world in hopes that there's someone else out there that may have similar feelings or similar experiences, whatever the case may be, and they're feeling alone. I hope this helps you feel less alone. Um, so yeah, I want to talk about how I started smoking and why and all that fun stuff and how it got to this point of being so negative. First and foremost, I've been a daily user or damn near daily user from the age of 18 to now, 24 years old, 6 years. And it started when I, this sounds like a fucking AA meeting, first off. It's nothing like that. It started probably like after I graduated high school, came back home. I went to a boarding school for high school. And coming back home to an environment where it's like everywhere, everybody does it, it's hard to ignore or separate yourself from. On top of coming home and having this insurmountable amount of pressure to bring your family out of poverty or to provide everything that was missing before, because that was sort of what I was met with when I came home, was being the savior, on top of having to take online classes to finish out high school, because I came home at the height of COVID, came home in March, didn't graduate to June, and then on top of that, having college classes be completely online. Like, it was rough and it was hard to separate myself from weed. This is before I even picked up smoking. Um, but what really triggered me and caused me to start smoking was a failed suicide attempt that I had because I, before smoking and before this, I was at this point on 40 milligrams of Prozac. I hated it. At first, it was good. Everything was heightened and amplified in terms of my emotions. The positives were really positives, but it meant the same for the negatives. The negatives were really negative. So, after that whole situation, I decided that I needed to find an alternative to deal with things and that I just can't be home. I can't be in this environment dealing with these things with medication because clearly it is not panning well for me at all. So, like, I got to find an alternative. Um, I'm someone who's always struggled with their faith and prayer and whatnot. So religion wasn't the answer, and marijuana became the answer. I got my medical marijuana card and didn't look back ever since. I don't think I maybe I'd go back to medication if I was able to get as much research as possible and fully transparent about its side effects and how it makes me feel, as well as me being able to make a my own decision on the dosage and things of that nature. Um, but that's besides the point. I've been I have been an everyday daily user ever since, with a few rare occasions like a vacation here or a trip here or there. Fuck. um, but yeah, it 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 initially started off as something very relaxing you for. It's a great way to end your day. It's a great way to start your day. It's a great way to spend your day. It's a great way to kill time. It's a great way to get ready for a party. It's great for everything, right? Um, that's just not the case in my eyes anymore. I am fully able and mature enough to say that I do have a problem with it. Not in the sense of like it's ruining my life. I am, rock bottom. I don't own anything. I've sold, I've burned people. I've sold things. I've stolen. It's nothing like that. It's more so like I am realizing that I am just, I think that was thunder. Very complacent with procrastination and just very complacent with my life in general. And I know that I've gotten on camera and I've said the exact opposite of how much I hate these things and whatnot. And that's absolutely true. I just also feel as though I'm not putting in as much effort as I could be. And I think that the weed is playing a huge part of that. Like, yeah, my environment and lifestyle and all that fun stuff sucks and whatnot, but I also really just think that like weed plays one of the biggest roles in it, especially being an everyday user with such a high tolerance. once you reach that point, and for those of you out there that do know what I'm talking about, like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The weed, like, it doesn't help at that point. You know, the bud doesn't help. It's not giving you that numb. You know, you're not like, even if you, it is still giving you that euphoric numbness where all of your problems are just melted away. That shit does not last nowhere near as long as it used to, or like when you first started, and it also just doesn't last at all. You know, it's a temporary bandage for a problem that needs a lot more care and attention. And I am just ready to face that problem. I am ready to deal with whatever demons I have, whatever has been, and even to this day, like some of it, like I know, like, all right, this is what I'm dealing with. This is what I need to do to like face that head on. Like I have a lot of, daddy issues. I got a lot of mommy issues. I got a lot of issues. I got a lot of issues with my socialization, with communication, with friendships. I have a lot. I have a fucking lot. So does everybody else. That's just life, and that's just the world. That's what comes with life, with the gift of living, the gift of live. That's just what comes with the gift of live. And that's just something that I have to deal with, and I don't want to keep relying on weed as a crutch to not think about those problems, because the more I do that and the more I distract myself and put it off and procrastinate and stay complacent, the more I'm just stunting my own growth. I don't even know if I'm putting my all into anything anymore because of how fucking burnt out I am. Like, there are times, and they call it the brain fog or the haziness, whatever, but there are times where I go the entire day without smoking. And there are still times throughout that day where I feel like I just got done smoking. I am dealing with that foggy haze. Like, I drive. There's times where I'm driving and I'm like, you get that whole like, I forget that I'm driving, thought or whatever. Like, you forget that you're driving, but like that shit goes to the extreme for me, and I'm like, I didn't smoke today. Like, why am I feeling like this? I didn't smoke today. Why is my appetite so fucked up, or why am I feeling so like tired and very like lethargic? Cathartic, lethargic, cathartic. That too. I feel like I have ruined brain cells and like genuinely like lowered my IQ. I just was watching some videos and on people doing their own research and stuff, and apparently on average your IQ can drop a few points if you're a chronic daily user. I wouldn't be surprised for myself if that's the case. I struggle to read books now, whereas I used to fucking love reading. My entire educational life I have spent at a higher reading level than I like was in. You know what I mean? In terms of like being in a grade and I've spent my entire from kindergarten to 12th grade being at a higher advanced reading level than I should have been. Um, but I I love drawing. I love writing. I used to write poems. I used to write spoken word pieces. I used to draw, paint. I used to mess around with clay. There's so many different things in life, even music. I used to play the guitar and the fucking piano. There's so many things in life that I just don't do anymore because smoking has taken up those spaces. When I get home from work and I'm exhausted and tired, I don't take a shower and work out, or I don't get on the game for a couple matches. I smoke. And I hate that. I hate that because I could be doing so many other much more productive, much more healthy things. After I get done arguing with somebody and I'm fucking heated, which it doesn't happen as often anymore. I've been very, very selfless towards my family now, so to avoid those arguments and conversations and whatnot, I just say fuck it and just take everything to the chin. But when I used to get into those really bad arguments with my mom and everything, and I just come down here or just go out and just smoking would be the solution. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of feeling like being numb is the only answer to the problem. And like, no, I'm getting older. I don't want to have I don't want it to feel like I have the orb of confusion on at all times. I don't want to live my life like that, operating in fucking foggy haziness. And I also want to make sure and just want to know that I'm putting in everything that I have. I'm sorry if I can hear my nephew upstairs, by the way. Okay, he was up there playing Roblox. I just wanted to make sure he was good. He's like Jansen or something. Yeah, I completely lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. I don't want to operate like that anymore. We're in this foggy haziness. I want to have a clear conscious mind, make fully informed decisions every day in my everyday life's choices, as well as everything that I'm doing it wholeheartedly with max effort, going even above and beyond. And I can't do that if I'm constantly stoned or constantly in this mopey. It's not even mopey. There's a clear fucking word that I'm looking for. Sluggish. It's like a very sluggish, like I just don't like that feeling. I feel like grimy sometimes, you know? I don't feel clean, but on the inside, and I don't like that. So I've decided to quit smoking. And that's crazy to say as a chronic everyday user who does feel like he has a problem, who has to resort to smoking at every slight inconvenience. Like it is that bad, every inconvenience, every single. But that's the thing is my slight inconveniences can ruin someone else's whole day. Like my slight inconveniences are my fucking steering wheel snapping from my car, or or somebody waking me up out of my 3 hours sleep, and me realizing that will never be happy here. Like those are my slight inconveniences. But yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys about this, tell you guys about this journey. It's a lot shorter than I thought it would be, but at the end of the day, this is all for just not feeling alone. You know, I just hope that someone else can be touched by this in a positive, consensual way and take something from it, you know? Um, and yeah, you don't have to quit cold turkey. I don't even know if I'm going to quit cold turkey, but I do know before this year is up, I will not be a marijuana user. I don't know about nicotine because something tells me I'm going to probably like use that for a little bit to replace the weed. And I know that's probably much worse. However, I find it much easier to quit vaping than I do to quit smoking because I like that's the thing is I vape occasionally. I don't I'm not a chronic vapor. I vape occasionally. Um and like once these things die, I don't pick them up if I don't feel like I like need to or anything. So I feel like it'd be much easier to quit these than it is to quit smoking weed. Whereas with the vape, once it's done, it's done. Like I don't have transportation to go to a store. I'm not walking in this fucking neighborhood to go pick up a vape. Like weed is a different story. That can be delivered straight to you, you know, that sort of thing. So it'd be a lot easier to quit. So I'm not too like I could quit both at once, but it's going to be extremely hard. It's probably going to make me fail more than likely. So I'm going to take it easy since I want this to be impactful. I want it to stick and I want it to be successful. I have to take it at a pace that's comfortable with me. Cool. And I want you guys to do the same. If there's anybody else that's thinking about quitting or started to quit, anything like that, just take it at your own pace. Don't be too hard on yourself and go with the flow. I've heard that it is fucking horrible. The first few days, maybe even the first week is horrible. For me, my biggest issue is going to be insomnia. I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with that. I most likely just going to be recording stuff as much as possible, probably streaming as much as possible. But I also need to be making sure that I'm getting enough sleep for work as well. And I've also been thinking about that too. What if I just took a week off from work and YouTube to just focus on that recovery period to get those rough stages out the way? Because I know for a fact I am going to be extremely hard to be around during that time. Um, so yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. But I know at the end of the day, there's light at the end of this tunnel, and that's what I'm most excited for and why I can be so positive about this journey and whatnot and so open about it because it's not something that's forever. It's not something that defines me or who I am or anything like that. For those of you out there, I know there are a lot of people out there that do not like smoking. They don't like what comes with it. They don't like smokers. They don't like anything related to the word. And that's also why I don't ever talk about it or my issues or anything like that or put it out there or anything like that. I think I've mentioned vaping like once or twice on stream. I don't like pushing my lifestyle on people or pushing myself out there onto people. So this is going to be a second channel upload because this is much more personal and optional or things of that nature. Um, but yeah, that's going to do it for me for this little nitpick rant. I love you guys. I wish you all the most success on your journeys as well. For those of you out there, it could not also be, or it doesn't have to be just weed. You know, you could be a gambler. You can be a gooner. You could also just be somebody who just struggles with anything, you know, any bad habit that you're trying to quit. You could be a yes man. and you're trying to quit that. I'm a yes man. A huge problem for me that I've realized that I am an extreme people pleaser because I have severe anxiety and I don't want to see anybody upset or mad or anything like that. I hate unfairness and it turns into anxiety for me. Part of a reason why I smoke. So I need to figure out some alternatives. I'm thinking about getting back into therapy, the whole shebang. But that's going to do it for me. That's enough yapping for me. I love you guys and I'll catch you later. Bye bye.